Greetings. T-Mot back again for another drive time, old school style. If you can like it, you can share it. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Never take the life truth, place it on the basket, let it shine bright for all to see. I'm going to cover some basic points to kind of get you people up to speed and where we are in this thing, and we'll make do with what we got. First off, I want to address the people that are still caught up in Trump not being in the White House at this particular time. Many of you were putting all of your hopes and dreams in things like Qism and Alex Jones and all of that stuff. And I've long said I don't follow that kind of stuff. I look at the things that are actually happening that I can see, that I can touch, that I can research for myself, and I go with that. More importantly, I never put my faith in a man. That includes Donald Trump. I'll give a man my trust, but he will never get my faith. That is reserved for Jesus Christ himself. So I wanted to put that out there for that. All is not lost. The world did not end. We shall continue. And there is a path forward on this thing. Now, something I've never done, I'm going to do now. We are going to get in this fight. So I need you to help me to keep this going, because we do this round table every week, and the services that we use to keep it going, you know, it costs money. So if you find benefit in what we're doing, buy me a cup of coffee whenever I do a drive time or doing a round table. A cup of coffee that I drink is real cheap, $1.61. I get a iced vanilla coffee from McDonald's just about every day. And if you can give more, you know, it's much appreciated. You don't have to give a lot, $5, $10, you know, through, you know, this little chat here, and we'll keep it going. All right. So I've talked about those that put their hopes and faith in, you know, what people were telling them. There's nothing wrong with learning from other people, but when you start getting into all of these conspiracy things that are happening in the background, none of that ever came out of Donald Trump's mouth. Donald Trump never said, I've got a plan. Donald Trump never promoted any of that stuff in the way in which you were getting it from your. Now, I am not here to knock Q or any of that. I am just simply saying all the things that they have been telling you that were going to come to pass did not come to pass. While they may have provided things that we know to be true, we know Joe Biden is a crook. We know that Hunter Biden is a real deplorable individual. We know these things. We know that they have been breaking the laws and selling the country out. So all of those things are true. But the rest of that stuff, man, you know, put your faith in God. Now, how did we get here? Backstabbing rhinos. Please don't blame it on the Democrats. Those of you that know me and have been following me, you know I have been saying for a decade, rhinos are the problem. Rhinos are the reason that things never stop going down the drain. Rhinos, because they are complicit in working with the Democrats behind the scenes. There are 8 constitutional conservatives in Washington, D.C. right now. Thomas Massey and Rand Paul are 2 of them. But let me tell you something that I've been saying that people don't want to hear. Before Donald Trump, none of those constitutional conservatives, and that includes Mike Lee and Justin Amash, that have CVRs 90 and above. Hell, Thomas Massey has been 100. They didn't accomplish a damn thing. Not even Ron Paul in D.C. Now, Ron Paul got a bunch of people involved. Count me among them. If it wasn't for Ron Paul, I wouldn't be participating. So in that regard, Ron Paul accomplished quite a bit. But when it comes to what's going on in Washington, D.C., the selling of our country, the selling of the soul of America to others like China, they didn't stop any of that. They were ineffective They didn't put it all on the line. Now, they asked for Snowden to be pardoned, but they didn't do what Snowden did. Snowden told us what they were doing, and they knew too. So you understand where I'm coming from with this? They were ineffective. Now that Trump is not in office, they will go back to being ineffective. And the Democrats will start taking this country down. Now, everybody is going on and on about something's going on because they're saying that Joe Biden is signing executive orders and there's nothing on it. Trust me, they will come. So whether there was anything on those pieces of paper or not is irrelevant. Joe Biden is letting you know what I'm doing. Hey, screw you on you don't want men with penises competing with your daughters in the sports. I'm getting rid of that EO, and I can go on the Keystone Pipeline. Hell, put a whole bunch of people out of work. Fired the Surgeon General, a black man. I could go on and on. If you go to my Facebook page and my Twitter, you will see where I have been posting this stuff. And no, I am not leaving Facebook. I am not leaving Twitter. Jesus said, I came for the sick. Well, that's where the sick are. I am staying there. I will be there until they shut me down, and here on YouTube as well. So you see all of this stuff happening, and this is why I used to rail about rhinos, because I said they had an opportunity the first 2 years to accomplish a lot. Donald Trump ran on a number of platform issues, most of which he couldn't get done. We got criminal justice reform. The Democrats couldn't say no to that, even though Joe Biden gave us the crime bill of 1994. We got tax reform. They damn sure wasn't going to not do that because they had the majority. But did they fund the border wall by way of legislation? Hell no. Did they defund Planned Parenthood by way of legislation? Hell no. Did they do all of the other things that Donald Trump was talking about by way of legislation? Hell no. Donald Trump had to get everything done by EO, and I have the videos where I was saying, I'm telling you, they are limiting Donald Trump to executive orders so that when the time comes and Donald Trump is not there, they can wipe it all away. I told you that I've got the video telling you that. And I told you when all of those Republicans quit, 44, they quit so that they could give up the majority in the House and in the Senate. Fortunately, we kept the Senate, but they gave it up in the House, which meant that Donald Trump wasn't going to get jack done in the House. That was deliberate. It was by design. And then now you want to sit up and blame the Democrats. Oh, hell no, you won't. I lay it at your feet. Yes, I am blaming rhino supporters. You gave Donald Trump those bastards. You did that when you weren't purging them. And I was telling you all about it. Mike Lee and Doug Collins of Georgia, those two are the ones that are responsible for protecting big tech when it came to the 230 protections. Tucker Carlson 7 months ago brought it out, did an expose on them, tried to get them to come on the show. They would not, and they didn't do any damn thing. And so when the story came about Hunter Biden in November, early November, it was silence. And that wasn't a damn thing we could do about it. Nothing. I think the New York Post tried to put it out there, got shut down. Well, nothing we can do about it. Hell, I have been demonetized for 2 years because of my support for Donald Trump. So don't tell me what I don't know. I'm telling you what I do know. And I'm throwing it back in your face, rhino supporters, because I will not allow you to blame Democrats. We know what Democrats do, but I have been telling you what rhinos do. And this is why Mitch McConnell was telling those lies about, yes, well, I think the president should, be able to, fight these charges. And now the man is standing up saying Donald Trump incited a riot. I was there. There were no riots. There were some fools who acted up, but I believe that was even staged. There were no riots. And now they are hell-bent and quit fast on trying to impeach Donald Trump. And let me tell you why. So that Donald Trump can't run in 2024. because he will be a convicted felon. And guess what? Joe Biden will not give him a pardon. Do you understand where I'm coming from? That's what this is all about. That is what they are trying to do. So, I'm done throwing it back in your face. I'm going to get down to the brass tacks where we are now and where we go next, because the fight is not over. Donald Trump is not out. His son, Donald Trump Jr., is not out. We're going to keep this thing going. 2022 is when we make the difference, but 2021 is where we purge the rhinos. And I am trying to build a coalition of candidates that will run here in Georgia. I want Georgia to set the example and pick 5 to 6 rhinos to primary. And we all work together as a single entity to purge those rhinos. And then we find somebody to replace our governor and our Secretary of State. And additionally, on top of that, so that we ensure that a Secretary of State or the governor cannot bypass the laws of Georgia, which is what they did here, by allowing mail-in ballots, where we already have laws on the books that would prevent the way that they did. But they ignored it. They allowed the Secretary of State to make that decision rather than going through the legislature. So we need legislators that will fight that. And then, they were saying, well, Kemp can't call the legislative session and there aren't enough people to do it on their own. That was a bold-faced lie. That wasn't true at all. There were enough that could have called a session and done something about what happened here in Georgia. At any rate, what happened to Donald Trump in Georgia, last minute, a surge in voters for Biden, that's what happened to the rhino globalist, Kelly Loeffler, and the rhino extraordinaire, David Perdue. Now, I'm not upset at all about them losing. We didn't lose a damn thing, because they wasn't doing nothing for us in the first place. That's what you need to understand. But I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. But I'm not the one to bring your lesser of evil BS to. I don't want to hear it. I reject all evil. So if I know that a person ain't doing the right thing, hasn't done the right thing, damn them. That's right, I said it, damn them. Because they are saying F us up there in Washington, D.C. And we don't need that. We don't want that. We cannot have that. They have got to go. So we replace those rhinos in state legislature here in Georgia. We get rid of Kemp. We get rid of Raffensperger, and we find 5 to 6 of the rhinos here in Georgia and primary them and replace them. And understand this. Everybody keeps saying, but if we don't do something about the voting system, well, if we get rid of those rhinos in the state legislature, and we get rid of Kemp and Raffensperger, the voting system issue is taken care of, because we get people that will run, that will do just that. Hell, I might have to run for one of those seats just to make sure it happens myself, because we can fix that. All of these things are fixable. But Georgia needs to be the lead. And why am I saying Georgia needs to be the lead? Because there is only one conservative in Georgia with a constitutional voting record of 80%. And that's Jody Heiss. That is abysmal. So we target 5 of the other 6 or 7, replace them, deal with the state legislature, deal with Kemp, deal with Raffensperger, and then we deal with Warnock. We replace him as our senator, because his seat will come up as well for 2022. That is the way forward. That is the path. And we get people that's willing to put it all on line. Now, I'm going to say this right here to you right now. If you're weak, you don't need to run. If you have proclivities that will get you in trouble, getting caught with a dead woman or a live boy, you don't need to run. If you got stuff in your closet, excuse me while I stop that. If you've got things in your closet that they can blackmail you with, you don't need to run. Sit on the side. There are some folks out there that don't have those issues. Now, everybody has got a past. So if you've overcome your past, and your past is your testimony, you don't have to worry about being blackmailed over that, because you know what? God has forgiven you. You've been forgiven by those around you. So don't let your past stop you from running. But if you still have a dark heart and there are things about you that you just cannot overcome, you know, the guy down there in Florida, Gillum, who ran for governor, got caught in a room naked, passed out, doing drugs. See, if you got that kind of stuff going on in your life, you don't need to run. Stay your ass on at home. Yes, I said it. Stay your ass on at home. You know, because we got to go and take care of business. And we got to go and get rid of these rhinos. Because when Trump comes back, we don't need a bunch of rhinos stabbing him in the back. T-Mot out, drive time. Till next time. Catch you on the rebound. Peace.